you motherfuckers messaged my mom to tell me to bring back Old Island on Facebook. So we are going to bring back Old Island to Tabor. I'm going to do it. So we're coming out with a DLC called the Trollololol DLC, and you'll be able to play Old Island in PvE mode.
What?
What's up, lads? How's it bloody going? Guess what? We have a new AMA, and as the #1 AMA summarizer, you already know I was taking notes. So without further ado, let's get into it. I mean, let's just start big right off the bat. Old Island coming back. Now, let's not get too worked up here. It is coming back to the game in a DLC form that you buy so then you can play it on PvE. Unfortunately, what made Old Island good was the PvP, but I'm sure the scavs will be good opponents, right? Scott said that's the only time people will be able to play it. So, who's cutting onions in here? Anyway, next up, we have no new boss next wipe. Unfortunate. An AI overhaul is planned. This should make the scavs and the bosses smarter and play better. Bullet penetration through limbs is probably not coming, so if you shoot a Barrett at a guy who's holding his hand in front of him, he's gonna tank that shit like a man. The Mud Crew expansion is not high on the devs to-do list. Now that can be a good thing or not, depending on if you are hoping for it to come anytime soon. Player-driven economy is most likely coming this year. If you don't know what this is basically Tabor's version of the flea market. Transit exfils were talked about in the early stages of Tabor and might have a revisit conversation. If you don't know what transit exfils are, in games like Escape from Tarkov, it allows players to move directly from one map to another during a single raid, rather than leaving to the stash. Market changes like prices will be coming, and I quote, sooner or later. We could possibly have quest-locked weapons, so you'd have to complete a specific mission to unlock the ability to buy a certain gun. Tabor's next close quarters map, so probably something like Silo, will not be coming anytime soon. Gas mask zones in maps / radiation have been talked about, so in some places on a map there might be gas or radiation areas that you need certain equipment to enter safely. A new AK model coming sometime next wipe. New lasers are not coming anytime soon, but pistol lasers are being worked on. The devs have one scope planned. I'm guessing this is the thermal scope, because Carney, who's on the dev team, said he'd be thrilled when it happens. But they want to improve current scopes first before this scope gets added. There are no plans for zeroing scopes. If you guys didn't know, all sights are zeroed at 100 meters and pistol sights zeroed at 50. I could be wrong there, but yeah, no scope zeroing coming. Muzzle attachments and ammo adjustments have been talked about, which will come with gunsmithing. They've talked about this heaps to the point where it was pretty much confirmed, but it has now been 100% confirmed. We'll have a Mosin scope coming eventually, and an FPV drone is probably not coming because of the quest limitations with performance. The AS-Val / VSS drum was talked about in the last AMA and brought up again in this one. It could very well be coming, but very hard to obtain. I think the last AMA that said you have to kill a CWS staff member to get it, so I mean, yeah. The 3rd anniversary of Tabor is coming up on the 20th, so they'll be doing some Twitch drops, which include adding their IRL shirts and shit to the game. New ammo types are planned, so like FMJ and AP, we might get hollow points or something like that. Full auto Ruger is possibly coming, as well as a Ruger drum, so let's go. The next map they add will be a woods map. Maybe something like Tarkov, but less graphically intense. Seagulls are being optimized and are coming back. They used to be in the game in 2023, and they got removed for performance reasons. So it's going to be fun to shoot them out of the air again. New NVGs are modeled and are made, but not set up yet. New Czech and Russian guns are being worked on. Nothing specific, but yeah. As well as sights also being worked on in some way. We've got an ammo packing rework coming in the near future. I'm going to chuck a wild guess out there and say it's going to be like Exfil Zone, maybe a little different, but just my guess. So there was an idea to get secure containers locked to people's accounts. So for example, if you haven't unlocked the secure container yourself, your friend who has secure containers unlocked can't buy you one. Now if this gets added, I'm absolutely cooked, because I hate doing missions, they're such a damn chore, so I'd probably be rocking no secure container. A server update or updates for performance is coming soon, and maybe coming with that, there might be a little icon at the start of a raid when you're loading in that just shows you your ping so you know what server you're in. A collector figurine, which looks like a Funko Pop, will be available to purchase from their website at some point. I would love to pick one of these up, but they're only making a couple thousand of them, so I might be competing with some of you lads to grab one. New Kurtek U2s thingy. If you look up U2s, there'll be a Kurtek one of those. And unfortunate news, they're not going to make any more body pillows. Steam frame support has been confirmed, so if any of you lads are picking that up, you'll be set. There'll possibly be 545 AKs, like for example the AK-105 Alpha. AP nerf possibly, like in the visual sense, they might end up a little like Tracer, so you'd know if you're up against AP. Don't know how I feel about that one. And the last one up here, no Uwu 3, unfortunately. I was really looking forward to that. Anyways lads, that is the end of the March 2026 AMA info dump. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments, join the Discord link in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.